Wow. Hello, everyone. It's me, Joel. Thank you all for joining us. I mean, there's so many people out there connecting to our Facebook page and also to a YouTube page. Today is the first series of the program, relationship, marriage, and life issues. Man, this is one program that has been burning in my heart for the past, I would say, 60 days. With a burden for relationships and marriage, primarily, especially in the DMV zone. I'm talking about the Maryland, DC, Virginia, then also the United States of America, and then globally. There have been a lot of struggles and challenges going on in the lives of people and in their relationship. And I just heard it, somehow, a lot of people will call it an idea. Some people call it a concept. Some people are going to call it insight. But I always call it a strong intuition from God to do this, to share our knowledge, to share our insight, to share our thoughts, with quite a lot of relationship out there and people who are struggling, with their relationship and struggling in their marriages. And also, when it comes to life issues, so many things are going on in the lives of people. And I just believe that with this program, which is going to be held every Wednesday of the week from 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time Zone. Sorry, we started about 3 minutes late, just trying to fix up some technical issues. But the program is going to be on every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time Zone. And we'll be talking about different issues that affect relationship, affect marriage, and also life issues as we get inside. You can see the topic we're going to be looking at today, starting out with this series, is marriage mindset. Marriage mindset. And this topic has been in my mind, and just a little background about myself when it comes about talking about relationship, marriage, and life issues. So apart from my own personal struggles, I've been married, have kids, and see a lot of challenges we had to manage, a lot of challenges we had to overcome. And so I can tell that a lot of people are going through this too. Then not just only that, I'm also a certified Simbi's marriage counselor. So in other words, we've been trained, to provide counseling, premarital counseling, marital counseling, then also to look at issues about relationships and overall life issues. So I believe I want to encourage you, please join me every Wednesday. You can invite your friends, those who are single, those who are married, those who are divorced, those who are going through separations. We'll try to, 72 hours before the day, try to put out the topic so that it can attract the audience that want to really talk about those issues. And one of the beauty of this segment is we're not only going to be talking about theoretical aspect, practical aspect of it, or what the really issues are, but by the time we are done with it, we're going to be sharing, we're going to be praying. That's the beauty of this for me. We're going to be praying, we're going to be trusting God, for his grace and his help. Because when it comes to relationships and when it comes to marriage, when it comes to life issues, I've come to understand there is little we can do as human. But when we engage the power of God, the wisdom of God, we are able to overcome the challenges in our life. So today I'm going to be talking about marriage mindset. And at the end of it, I know you may have your question. You can put it on the Facebook chat. We will pick it and we'll respond to it. You can put it on the YouTube comment page and we'll respond to you. If you want us to give you a call, you can put your number there. But if not, we have our numbers on the screen. You can reach out to us to talk further about this issue. Just some quick statistics before we talk about marriage mindset. 76% of married couples say they wish they had pre-marriage education. In other words, A lot of people go into marriage or go into relationship without the right knowledge. But this is what this segment will be providing. Relationship, marriage, and life issues will be providing knowledge, skills, that will help us thrive in every area of our lives. Then 86% of Americans over 18 says all couples considering marriage should get pre-marriage education. So what that means is knowledge is power. So for you to thrive in relationship, or to thrive in marriage, or to thrive in the issues of life, because even God himself told us, my people perish for lack of knowledge. So when you look at any specific area of your life that you are struggling, knowledge might be lacking. Knowledge might be lacking. So knowledge is key. So this segment every Wednesday will be about, equipping us with some supernatural or natural knowledge and skills that will help us thrive in every area of our life. Then lastly, on some statistics, 41% of divorced couples say lack of pre-marriage preparation contributed to their divorce. So even people who are going through divorce, going through separations, you discover that some of the reasons why they have been going through all of this issue is because of knowledge. It could be natural knowledge, it could be spiritual knowledge, financial knowledge, mental, whatever it is. Knowledge is key to everyone, really thriving in the area of relationship, in marriage, and in all life issues. All right, today we're going to be talking about marriage mindset. So the question I want to pose out to everyone that is streaming on our YouTube page, I want to thank you for joining us. And for those who are joining us on our Facebook page, thank you for joining us. The first question I'm going to ask us, those who are single and those who are married, for those who are single, can you truly define, or can you truly tell anyone with great confidence the kind of mindset you have as you're planning to go into marriage? Do you know your mindset? Do you know the state of your mind? What is the concept of marriage for you? What have you been told? What have you seen? What do you think marriage should be? Because if you are not able to define your mindset as you go into marriage, it's going to impact how you respond to things in your marriage. And so the second question will now go to those who are married, whether you're struggling in your marriage at this point in time, whether you're having the best of time in your marriage. I want to ask you, when you enter that marriage, what was the mindset that took you into the marriage? And if you look at your mindset from the beginning of your marriage and your current mindset now, what will you say is the weight? How do you balance it up? How will you balance it up? All right, let me quickly give some definition about that. When we talk about marriage mindset, everyone brings a mindset to a marriage. In other words, when you're going into a relationship, you're going into a marriage, you bring a belief system. A belief system which you may have learned or seen from a loved one, from a father, from a mother, from an uncle, from a friend, or from what you have seen in the movies. Many of us get into marriage with a belief system. What they are saying, thinking, and believing when it comes to tying knots. Your attitude to marriage is defined by your marriage mindset. So we're talking about your concept, your thoughts, your beliefs, your feelings, your attitude of the concept of marriage. The way the world is defining marriage today is, it's something sometimes we're not even able to handle. You are scared, we are afraid with the way we have defined marriages. But in my thinking, in this series, we are practically going to be talking about marriage from the mind and the concept of God. I just wanted to put that out so that we all can be richly informed in this. And knowing a person's marriage mindset reveals a wealth of information about the person and their future relationship. The mindset that you bring into a marriage determines the future of that marriage. Whether you be a man or you be a woman, how you perceive marriage, what marriage is, and what is you are expected to do matters. And so we're going to be looking at, from research, there are five marriage mindsets. I want you to take note of it. So I'm going to encourage everyone, as we meet every Wednesday, please get a notepad, get a notebook. It could be your phone, your note in the phone. Just take down some notes. We're going to be sharing some strong team. At the moment, we may not be able to project it on the screen yet, but as we begin to grow, we'll try to do that. But what we wanted to do, just take down the note, and it's gonna richly be a blessing to you as you take down the note of all of these things. There are 5 distinct marriage mindset. There are 5 distinct marriage mindset, and I'm going to be going through that right now. There are 5 distinct marriage mindset. 1, there's what they call the resolute mindset. Take note of that. Resolute mindset. We're going to be looking at what that means. The resolute mindset. Then number 2, there is what we call the rational mindset. The first one, resolute mindset. The second one, rational mindset. The third one, romantic mindset. Take note of this. Take note of this. The first one again, resolute mindset. The second one, rational mindset. The third one, romantic mindset. The fourth mindset that people bring into marriage is called restless mindset. Then the fifth one is this, reluctant mindset. We are going to be looking at all of these mindsets today. This 5 mindset, we'll see how we can cover them within the next say about 20-25 minutes. But if you need more information on this, please, you can reach out to us. We have the phone numbers there. You can call us, and I tell you, we'll be glad to share more tea on this mindset. I'm going to take the first mindset. The first mindset is called the resolute mindset. In terms of statistics, 22% of populations falls into this category. When you talk about anyone that has a resolute mindset about marriage, they have traditional optimistic view of marriage. They are expecting a lifelong love. So anyone that has a resolute mindset when it comes to marriage, this person is saying is for better or for worse. Then again, they feel in control of their life. They have a life plan, and it includes marriage. So in other words, anyone that has a resolute mindset is from the beginning love the idea of marriage. They want to be married. They love the idea of marriage. They want to be in the marriage institution. That person has a resolute mindset. Education holds a strong and important values in their life. In other words, they want to learn more. How can they do better in marriage? How can they flourish in their marriage? So the question I'm asking you today, what is your mindset? Is it a resolute mindset? Do you believe in the marriage institution? Do you believe you need to be educated, to do better in marriage? Are you thinking of the success of your marriage? Then they also think about religion. Religion plays a big part of their life. Anyone that has a resolute mindset is one that is open to God's information to thrive in their marriage. And from statistics, they are predominantly Caucasians with a medium income. In other words, they believe that you have the African Americans, you have the Caucasians, you have the Latinos. They also, for me, I'll say even the African Americans, they also believe many have a resolute mindset, but because of the environment, we just want to do what other people are doing. Then the South and Midwest is where you find usually these suburbs. So in other words, this category has an equal number of men and women. So we're not saying that it's only women that wants to have a lifelong marriage. Men also want to have a lifelong marriage. What we're saying about this mindset of marriage, they don't even think about divorce first. They have what we call a pro-marriage attitude. They don't leave room to mention divorce. In other words, whatever is going to take to make the marriage work, anyone that has the marriage mindset will go all out to make that work. In other words, their religious belief helps them to manage the struggles and the challenges in their marriage. They are able to forgive. They are committed. No, they give forgiveness and commitment a place in their marriage. So, in summary, the first marriage mindset we're talking about is resolute mindset. Resolute mindset. They don't give up on their marriage. No matter what happens, even if there's infidelity, they don't give up on their marriage. So, the question I'm throwing out to you, whether you're single or you're married, Are you resolute when it comes to marriage? Is that your mindset? Are you are you the one? Are you the type that is saying, no matter what happens in this marriage, I'm going to stick to it? I tell you, those are the marriages God is really looking out for people, because marriage will always come with the storms. It will come with struggles. It will come with challenges. But if your mindset is, I'm resolute, no matter what happens, I'm going to stay, then that marriage is going to be profitable. Thank you very much. I still want to welcome everyone for joining us. It's our first series of relationship, marriage, and life issues. And we're talking about marriage mindset. We just concluded the first mindset that we bring into marriage, which is having a resolute mindset. Then the second mindset we're going to be talking about is the rational mindset. The rational mindset. This set of people, what they do, about 23% of singles ages 18 to 30 have a rational mindset. What that means is this: they have a rational and balanced view of marriage, approaching it with caution. These people, they guard their heart. They want to be married, but they are not willing to be vulnerable as they come into their marriage. They guard their heart. They are doing what they can to protect it from harm. Yes, they want to be married, but they don't want to be hurt. So they do everything possible to guard their heart. That is why they tip the scales a bit more toward rationality and romance when it comes to matrimony. They don't buy into the mystical idea of finding a soulmate. These guys don't believe they need to have a soulmate. They are very pragmatic. They are very practical. Their personal destiny is not to be tied to being married. In other words, they want to be married, but marriage does not define who they become, who they are. They reject the idea of a soulmate. For this set of people, cohabitation is a viable consideration for this group. In other words, anyone that has a rational mindset doesn't mind cohabiting before getting married. Most people who have a resolute mindset, they will not want to cohabit before they get married. They want to stay apart before they get married. But a rational mindset, because they say this might work and this might not work. That's where a lot of people are in our world today. They want to be married, but we promote the idea of cohabitation. Let's test it. Let's see if this is going to work. Let's see if this emotion we feel will truly work for us. They are predominant. Okay, I will leave that out. So this is very important when they are thinking about marriage. Rationals know that marriage requires effort and sacrifice. In other words, because they are very rational in their thinking, they know that marriage, they need to pay a price for it. It needs a lot of effort from them. They expect a lot of bumps in their marriage, but they still want to make sure their heart is protected. They know it requires compromise, learning the act of give and take. They are not expecting to be lucky in love. In other words, if a rational mindset does not believe that I can fall in love with anybody, they believe it has to be tested, it has to be practical, it has to be real for them. When it comes to their home, a rational mindset, when it comes to marriage, rationals have typically grown in relatively loving and stable home. In other words, they grow up in a home where there is little divorce, but they have seen all the error of divorce, so they are very careful to make sure their heart is protected. So the pragmatic attitude of a rational mindset person is to allow for divorce if things don't work out. In other words, unlike the resolute mindset, a rational mindset doesn't mind if divorce comes. In other words, they will believe, they will put in their best. They will work, they will do all that they can do to make sure that marriage works. But if it comes to separation or come to divorce, it's okay. But a resolute mindset, it's not okay. Because for a resolute mindset, you don't have to even think about divorce. Someone like me, I fall in the resolute mindset. Because one of the questions I asked my wife before we got married, I told her I don't believe in divorce. I don't even believe in discussing it. That's my mindset. That was my mindset before I got into marriage. And that's still my mindset. That no matter our struggles, we cannot give opportunity for divorce. But a rational person, one that has a rational mindset, for them, they will do the best they can. They will pay the price, the sacrifice to see that the marriage work. But if it comes that one person is calling for a divorce, they don't mind. They will give up on that. Then the third mindset is the romantic mindset. The first one, resolute mindset. The second one, rational mindset. The third one is romantic mindset. Now let's see about romantic mindset. They are often young females. In other words, about 67% of young girls between the age of 30, they fall into this romantic mindset, believing in the existence of a prince charming. And that's the truth. There are so many of us out there, so many of us young ladies out there, about 67%, they believe in the prince charming. They believe they have a soulmate that they must meet, that will make marriage beautiful and loving for them. They don't have much of a plan life. When it comes to marriage, they don't really plan how strategically the rational mindset will plan for it. They just believe that it can happen. You just meet that prince charming that's going to climb that tower, or you just meet that guy that will just rescue you from a challenge, or that lady that will come to your rescue. For them, that is the charm for marriage. Education is not valued as much by them as it is in other segments. In other words, one that has a romantic mindset does not want to truly invest time in building the skills about marriage. They just believe that that charming person will be there, and that person will be there for them forever. Romantics believe in a soulmate, like I mentioned earlier. They are nearly twice as likely as the average person their age to say, there is only one perfect marriage partner for me. So, people that have this romantic mindset believe that there's just one perfect person for them. But the truth you and I want to ask, for many of us that have dated while being single, we can tell that it's almost impossible. So, that's the mindset of a man or a woman that has a romantic mindset. Romantics are more likely to have grown up in homes where they were raised by a divorced single parent. In other words, some of the struggles they face is they didn't experience love, either from a father or a mother within the home framework. And so that longingness to find a man or find a woman to fill that void is so high. And that's why a lot of people take advantage of young men and young women who fall under the romantic mindset. For a romantic mindset, divorce is an acceptable option to romantics, especially if it's related to cheating. For them, they dislike cheating because they believe it's one man for me, one woman for me. So when that one man, that one woman is caught cheating, they are ready for divorce. They don't want to hear. Issues like cheating, dishonesty, violence, it breaks that relationship. So we've talked about three of this mindset. Where do you fall into? If you can just put it in the chat on the YouTube, or you put it in the chat on the Facebook. Do you have a resolute mindset when it comes to marriage? Do you have a rational mindset when it comes to marriage? Do you have a romantic mindset when it comes to marriage? The fourth one is the restless mindset. The restless mindset. For those people that fall under this restless mindset, marriage is a distant goal for this group. In other words, they don't want to plan for marriage. We always say marriage just happened for them. Fortunate to meet a man that loved them, fortunate to meet a woman that loves them, and they just accepted it, maybe because of some facts. But for them, marriage is never in the plan. It's always a distant goal. It's not something that is important to them. Their ambivalence about marriage is reflected in their strong feeling for and against it. In other words, their perception for marriage helps them to be on the positive side of marriage or on the negative side of marriage. They lack confidence in their skill to make marriage work. So when you say somebody is restless in a marriage, this person might just be thinking about the idea of marriage, but it's not ready to put in the work. Like we all know, marriage is hard work. People say it's hard work, H-R-D. I say it's hard work, H-E-R-T. It's something you must be determined to make work. When it comes to the restless mindset, this person lacks confidence in their skill to marry, to to make marriage work. So, in other words, they feel that marriage should naturally work out itself. They don't need to put in the work. And it makes them restless. And can I announce to you, predominantly in this group are young males. In other words, we have more men who have a restless mindset in marriage. That's why you find out that a lot of marriage, most of the struggles and the challenges comes primarily from the men, because a lot of men go into marriage having this restless mindset, not settling it what they want. What do you want? Is marriage important to you now? But I will say, when the value of marriage, when the importance of marriage is put in its right perspective, I think every young man that is out of college, every young man that has started working, started any income, and is able to have an accommodation, even if it's a room apartment, that man should know that from God's mindset, marriage, like the Bible said, he that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from God. In other words, when a man is of age, after school, he is psychologically matured and physiologically matured, he can get married. And getting married has a way of bringing blessing to a man and also to a woman. Then also about people who are restless when it comes to marriage, they are risk takers and focus primarily on having fun. You can see that it's happening in a lot of marriage. Just look at marriage where the man is just interested in having fun more than working on the marriage. A lot of couples will rather believe they rather want to travel together, enjoy. That's great. It's part of what makes marriage work. But when it comes to investing in resolving issues, working on the struggles and the challenges in the marriage, people with a restless mindset don't really want to go into that. They don't really want to go into that. And that's very dangerous. A lot of marriages are hitting the rock because either the man has a restless mindset about the marriage or the woman has a restless mindset about the marriage. You see that a lot of women, they want to catch fun, they want to go shopping, they want to do this, they want to do that. And, willing to put in the work in the marriage. And that makes the marriage become very restless. And when it comes to divorce issue, the fear of a failed marriage causes restless mindset to say divorce is not acceptable in their family. So in other words, because they have a restless mindset, once they get married, they are also afraid if the marriage is going to fail. And because they are afraid for the marriage to fail, it's almost going to fail. So having a restless mindset in a marriage is a big issue, but it can be addressed. We've observed that people go into marriage with a resolute mindset, with a rational mindset, but by the time they are 2, 3, 4, 5 years in that marriage, they become restless. Why? Because their expectation, we're going to talk about that as we go on in the series. We're going to be discussing about a lot of issues on marriage and premarital issues and marital issues and other life issues in our Wednesday segment. Most people go into marriage with a lot of expectations, but by the time they get into the marriage, what they meet on ground, wow, just change their concept, change their mindset about the idea of marriage. And that makes a lot of people become very restless. All right, the last mindset we are going to be talking about before, we just pray, because one thing God told us, don't just talk about the knowledge in this. Don't just talk about the skills people need to build up in this, but also pray about it. Pray about it. People have resolute mindset. People have rational mindset about marriage. People have romantic mindset about marriage. People have restless mindset about marriage. Then the last one we're talking about is reluctant mindset. RELUCTANT. Reluctant mindset. When we talk about reluctant mindset, they are anti-marriage, fearing lifelong commitment more than others. In other words, these people, they are against marriage. But you know what? Many of them still get married. About 14% of them still get married. There are lots of people who are anti-marriage who get married. Do you believe that? We call them, they have reluctant mindset towards marriage, but many of them still get married. They are afraid of lifelong commitment. They are afraid of long commitment. Then they believe people are better off staying single. Yep. They believe that people are better off staying single. Even some believe that you don't need to have a child. Why go through the struggles, the pain of bringing forth a child, bathing a child with all of the pains, with all of the struggles? You have sleepless nights, you have restless nights. Why do you want to do all of that? People have that mindset. They believe that it's better to stay single than get married. Those people they have reluctant mindset about marriage. That's why you find that when some couple they get married, they still live as single. A lot of couples who are married, they still live as single. Then also, they are the strongest proponents of cohabitation. And that's the truth. If you take statistics, you see a lot of young professionals, a lot of young people are cohabiting today. Sometimes what's like friends of benefits. They call themselves friends of benefits or partners. Not willing to make the commitment for marriage, but they can cohabit. They can contribute resources together, but no commitment. Those people have reluctant mindset towards marriage. Having children does not appear to influence their decisions to marry or stay married. So, like I said earlier on, children don't even influence their relationship. They show average education and slightly lower income. But the truth is, we have more people who are educated that are falling under these people. When it comes to divorce, reluctants are nearly twice as likely as their peers to say that divorce is acceptable in their family. What means anything that happens and we want to go our way, let's go our way. They are not willing to put in the work. This is very important in our relationship today, knowing our mindsets and also seeking help to to resolve those mindsets. Sometimes many people have a lot of expectation about marriage, having the right mindset, maybe a resolute mindset or a rational mindset to go into the marriage. But when they meet a lot of heat in the marriage, they meet a lot of disappointment, cheating, domestic violence, dishonesty, distrust, mismanagement, third-party influences. All of these things impact our relationships and our marriage. But the bottom line is this: our mindset can be reordered. Our mindset can be reset. Amen. And that's where the prayer part comes in. And that's where the help of God comes in. I know many of us may be at the point of divorce, or you're already divorced, or your heart has been broken. The guy promised to get married to you, and it's not even talking. I tell you, what is most important is your mindset and your connection to the mind of God. Hallelujah. You know what the Bible said to us? It said, for we have the mind of Christ. And what is the mind of Christ about marriage? In other words, when you and I have the mindset of God, the mindset of Christ about marriage, we will be able to resolve our mindset issue. And that's my prayer for everyone that is watching on our YouTube channel, on the Facebook channel, and as many people that are going to watch this sometime in the future, that if the mindset of your partner is not what you expect, don't look at that partner. Don't even look at yourself. Tune your mindset to the mindset of God. I always say, I want to be on the side of God, for God to fight for me, even in marriage, in relationship, in business, in every area of my life. You can never, the truth is, what happens to the other person, you don't have control over it. The mindset of the other person, you don't have control over it. The only person you have control over is your own mindset. And the only way you can build your mindset to supersede whatever negativity of the mindset of the other person is to have the mind of Christ. The Bible says, let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ. So in other words, even in your relationship, in your marriage, in the issues of life, when your mindset is of God, you can deal with those situations. God will give you revelation to deal with the other person. God will give you the mindset, because when you have the mind of Christ, God gives you his mind. That's what it means. God gives you his mind. He gives you his thought. He gives you insight about your husband. about your fiance, your partner. He gives you insight about them when you have his own mindset and you are able to deal with the different issues, that confronts your relationship. And my prayer is the grace of God will be available to you in your relationship. The grace of God will be available to you in your marriage. The grace of God will be available to you in all of the life issues that you go through. There is nothing that is too difficult for God to do. God can turn things around. I believe that strongly. God makes a way where there seems to be no way. The Bible told us that the word of God does not return to him void. So it's you and I that need to change our mindset. It's you and I that need to renew our mind. Don't try to fight with the man. Don't try to fight with the woman. Don't try to fight with your boyfriend or fight with your fiance or your fiancé. No. Choose knowledge. The knowledge of God, the mind of God, the thoughts of God, the words of God, and apply it in that relationship. Apply it in that business. Apply it in that marriage. Apply it in every area of your life. And you will see how God will work things out for you beyond your comprehension and beyond your imagination. I want to thank you for joining me in this first episode of relationship, marriage, and life issues. Every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time Zone, we're going to be here talking about different issues, sharing knowledge. Like I encourage and advise, get a notepad, get a pen. We're going to be sharing great talk that you can pen down and you can put to work immediately. But above all, our faith is in the power of God to build our relationship, to heal our heart, to heal our marriages, and to give us the wisdom to overcome life issues, whether it be about governance, be in politics, be it in business, be it in our health and in other areas of our life. The wisdom of God will be available to you and I. Until we meet again next week, Wednesday, same time, 6:30 p.m. Have the right type of marriage mindset in your relationship, and marriage will flourish. Don't forget, you can give us a call on the phone numbers on the screen. You give us a call, we can arrange a premarital counseling session, a marital counseling session, or even a counseling session to deal with any issues that you may be going through in life. Remain blessed in Jesus' name. Bye-bye.